Hey everybody, this is Coach Tiana, and I wanted to make a quick video now that we're in January in 2020. I know this tends to be a really important time for people looking to seek new jobs, wanting to level up in their careers, apply for opportunities that may be available in the companies that they work in or work for, or even in some cases being able to pitch new business concepts to new customers. All of this is going to be relevant in any one of those scenarios, this advice that I have for you. The number one thing you need to make sure that you review right now and update and really understand is your personal inventory. Now, for some of you, you may be wondering, what is a personal inventory? A personal inventory is a collection of the experiences, the opportunities, the volunteer efforts, all of the things that you've been involved with that have built your skill and value as a person in terms of what you have to offer. So it can be you volunteered on a board. It could be a particular learning experience if you're still in college, some of the projects that you've done or that you've led from a team leader perspective. It could even be a job that you have, or even an entry-level job if you are still in college. But all of these things need to be added to a list called your personal inventory. From this list, this is where your resume updates will come from. This is where you will look to understand what kind of stories you're going to tell in your interview, because an interview is all about sharing enough stories and evidence to show that you are a good fit for the job you have, and also that you're interviewing for, and then also that you're a good fit for the team. So I'm going to give you an example of an item that will be in your personal inventory, and then how you would work that into a resume. So let's say you volunteered on a fundraising activity for a charity effort, and your participation required you to, like if you're like me, you have a CPA background, I've been asked to volunteer for things to count the money as they have a fundraising activity. Now that particular item should go in your personal inventory for that particular year, right? So if you have something like that in your inventory, here's how it might be useful. For one thing, it shows that you are interested in using your talents in a different perspective. So on a resume, that would be relevant, but it also should show either trustworthiness, for example, responsibility, whether or not you are someone that people believe in and consider as a leader. You have to think about, if you're putting it on your resume, what is the message you wanted to convey, and also how that ties back to the job you're applying for. And that'll be another series. I'll do another video about resumes, because I think a lot of people are not maximizing the potential in having a well-written resume that is appropriate for the job or positions they're applying for. So that'll be another example. But here's how a personal inventory also works really well within an interview context. So if you're in an interview and they ask you for a story about, tell me about a time when you had to, you had some unexpected things happen and you had to manage, difficult personalities. Now, you could use a work story, of course, but if you actually have this volunteer effort in your personal inventory, the way it should work is that you've thought through all of the different stories associated to that event, and then you choose from there which ones you're going to have on deck. So you would be able to say, well, we had to recount the money for the charity fundraiser, and it was difficult because I led the effort, and we had to ask people to kind of stay later to do that, and here's how I worked that through. Something to that nature. But that is one thing in your inventory that you can use in multiple contexts. The same inventory item could show many different aspects of what you have to offer, but you have to have it in your inventory and think through it first before you really can leverage that. So everybody should have a personal inventory. Everybody. And that should play into whether or not you have if you're a public speaker, it should play into your speaker sheet. If you're somebody who is an educator, it should be in your CV. If you are a professional, it should be in your resume. And everybody, it should be in your LinkedIn, right? If your LinkedIn profile is not up to date, that is job number one. You need to get that up to date. But your personal inventory should feed into that. What kind of updates are you going to make to your profile based on what you've experienced to date? If you don't have an inventory, you can start with the last 18 months, the last year and a half. Walk yourself back through your experiences this year, the ones that you're most proud of, the difficult moments, and put down what did you learn from this experience that made you a better candidate, that made you more valuable in the area of work that you have. So that is number one advice for anybody seeking to expand their career or find a new job. You really need to get a personal inventory going. If you have questions about how you go about the personal inventory, or if you want to book a one-on-one session with me, then you can do that at info@tianaross.com. That is my email. Otherwise, definitely feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, at Tiana Ross, and I'd be happy to help you. Otherwise, good luck on your job search. I'm sure you'll be successful if you just use the fundamental principles that are very useful in these endeavors. So good luck, everybody, and here's to a fabulous 2020. Bye.